All right, so we're playing Aquaman on Gamecube, and the controller wire is so short. I'm just gonna have to lean forward like this. It sucks.
And I actually do have Gamecube extension cables, but I forgot to bring them over.
So Aquaman, do you know anything about the character Aquaman?
People make fun of Aquaman, but I think Aquaman never really had a really good movie of his own.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Riddler and Batman. It's like they just need to do him right.
There never has been a
serious.
There's never been like
Riddler.
A serious take on the Riddler. Yeah. So what do you think's better, this or those Batman Arkham games?
You want me to compare fucking Arkham City to this?
Yeah.
Arkham City is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Like, it's probably in my top 10 games. And
why aren't we playing that then?
Because, well, for one thing, I already did a video on it.
We basically test shitty games out for people.
Well, this was actually recommended. There are people out there that desperately want you to play this game more than any other game.
Well, I'm playing it. Here you go.
And you know what I just think? That was funny. What is up with his hand? Is his hand like a spoon?
I don't know.
Did you see
his
that?
His hand's a spoon. I think I also need to comment, GameCube is the console I am least familiar with, I think.
Oh, really?
Of all the Nintendo ones, at least.
That's true, because you never,
I didn't even know it existed until, like, I met you, and I was like...
That's so funny to me, because GameCube was the system I was, like, really excited over.
Mm-hmm.
When I got GameCube the day it came out, and we were all online talking about, oh, which entrance will get us closer to the register, because when they opened the doors, we were all gonna, like, run in, you know? And then, so I went around to the back entrance, and it was like inside of a mall. So you know like when they open the gates to a department store, like the gates like rise, so the gates start to rise, you know, in the department store, and I dropped to the ground and I did like a log roll under the gate, and I started running, and I see this giant like Mario banner hanging down. It's like GameCube Mario is this huge thing. I jumped through the banner. I didn't break it or anything. It was like a cloth banner. I jumped through that because I saw somebody else running towards the escalator, and I got like in front of them, and I went up the escalator, and I was first person in line to get the GameCube. I was so excited about it.
That's so funny. It's like, because at that on the polar contrast to that, I was just out of video games at that point. I was too busy with college and everything.
Which is so funny because that's how I was with the N64.
Yeah, and that was the one I was psychotic over until...
So we had the opposite. I was all about the GameCube. You were all about the N64.
I got the N64. I played Ocarina of Time, and I beat it. And it took me, because it was freshman year of college, and I was so busy with college, I'd play it maybe an hour a week. Yeah. It took me the whole year to beat it. I didn't beat it till like that following summer, and then I was just so burnt out. I was like, I just kind of quit video games for a little bit.
I also feel like people are gonna think, me saying that, people are gonna think I'm like a lot younger than you, since GameCube came out after.
Yeah, we're the same age.
We're the same age, actually. It's just like where you are in life.
Yeah.
This is Aquaman with a mullet right here. Like, what is going on with his hair? He's got like the 80s like rock and roll star like hairdo going.
Yeah. More like He-Man, Aquaman.
Yeah, He-Man. It kind of reminds me of Superman 64 for some reason. The way you're like flying around.
Yeah, it does.
Do you get that
but
at all?
At least you're not going through rings. You're actually fighting people.
Yeah, and speaking of like Batman Arkham City, the combat in that game is so much fucking fun. Like you just want to sit and beat the shit out of people as Batman all day long. Like, it's so good. And this just looks like it's probably like not even much fun to fight people. Or is it any good, or?
Yeah, it's just boring as shit. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, so are there more like moves other than
There's like a bunch of combos, but you like, it doesn't really matter. It's like just
it doesn't matter.
Like, tap buttons and stuff, and you'll figure things out. It told me a combo after I beat the stage. It was like AXXA.
I'll just like,
or something like that.
I'm just gonna bash in the face.
Now, wait till you find, like, I mean, if you follow the arrow, it won't happen, but if you just swim in one direction, you'll hit an invisible barrier, like, everywhere you go. Let's see, there you go.
Okay, so let's see. What about right here? So there's like a wall, essentially, in the game, because they don't want you to go any further.
So it doesn't really make any sense.
You know what I think they do in the Grand Theft Auto games? Mm-hmm. If you get far enough in the ocean, you just drown. It's like in real life, there would not be an invisible wall.
Now, if you're playing big rigs, you have the complete opposite problem, where you can completely leave the game and you could just keep on going away and away for infinity. It just keeps going.
That's funny.
Which is kind of impressive in a way that
Oh.
some game would let you go on forever. But there's nothing. There's just limbo. But if you go for
So if you travel for like 7 hours in one direction, it'll take you 7 hours to get back?
I think so. I mean, I don't know anybody who's wanted to try that.
Alright, let me just beat this guy up. I'm gonna... Oh,
And you know,
man.
wouldn't you think you could use your hook to do something?
Like I said, I watched Super Friends when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
He didn't have a hook.
So basically, I know nothing about Aquaman, but after playing this game, I still know nothing about
Basically,
Aquaman.
because it's
this
like-
makes me think that he has a hook and
And a mullet. And he doesn't have a mullet? Alright, I don't know what else to do on this. I'm gonna swim around.
swim around.
And you know what? I think anybody would make the conclusion that this looked like Superman 64 because, like, look at this. Like, these buildings and shit, it looks just like Superman 64.
just without the rings.
Well, without the rings, but the way, like, you're kind of flying around, sort of like Superman, and the backgrounds, it just looks like the same thing.
It's not a big advancement. I mean,
No, it's really
You're on-
not. You would
you're
think it
on
would be better
GameCube.
for GameCube.
like this kind of button masher beat 'em up, you know, would work in an older game, but I think because it's GameCube, the period in which this was made, it just
You
didn't
expected
really do
more.
much. Yeah, you expect more from it. We've been playing this for a half hour now, and
I played
nothing-
a lot of GameCube games, and this is really shitty. This is just, like, really boring and stupid.
It's boring. It's stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah. Basically. Alright.
Aquaman.
I think we got enough of that.
Aqua ass.